background directing the ball game. Nicolini in the backfield for La Mirada. Jack Brooks out wide. Little quick pass over to Hugo Corral coming out of the backfield. Pass is incomplete. It'll bring up third down for the Matadors.
Obviously, Corral had something else on his mind other than Damon Cox did, because Cox just took a two-step quick drop, hitch pass, but Hugo was about a 5-yard curl in, so obviously there was some miscommunication there.
Ben Orr out there in the pattern for La Mirada. Matadors coming to tonight's game, ranked number 2 in CIF Division number 8. Looking for another trip back to the finals as they did last year with Bloomington. Cox now in the shotgun formation. Has Hugo Corral in the backfield, Brooks out wide to the near side. Cox lets it fly, goes to the far side of the field, incomplete. Pass was intended for Rudiger, and it'll bring a fourth down for the Matadors out to kick it away.
Looks like it's 3 and out for La Mirada on the first offensive series. Artesia does a fine job on their first defensive series. They'll be receiving the punt now from La Mirada. They'll probably get very good field position as well.
So the Matadors will have to kick it away, and Jason Bream will be deep as Rudiger drops deep for La Mirada. That's Greg Rudiger, a senior. And Rudiger gets off a nice high kick, end over end. There will be no return on it, and it's taking what we'll call a La Mirada bounce. Kind of a dangerous play there by an Artesia player jumping on the ball needlessly there, Mike.
Yeah, that was James Fife. Took a chance there, but nonetheless he did recover it. Looks like Artesia is going to have good field position on their own 42-yard line.
That's right. Just underway here again, La Mirada. 3 plays and a punt. And now it's Artesia's turn. The Pioneers have had some difficulty blocking, is the way Coach Mazzotta has described their descent the last couple of weeks. They've, for some reason, just been missing it. First down, and the give goes to number 11, and number 11 for Artesia is Scott. Scott coming to the near side with a pretty good gain on his first possession.
Nice sweep play on that first offensive possession for Artesia. Scott goes wide. The defensive end gets hooked. Clears out the passageway for Scott, who picks up a nice gain of about 15 to 16 yards for a first down. Artesia now in La Mirada territory.
So after the nice gain, bring a 1st and 10.
We have a player down in the field for La Mirada. We can't make out the number. Don't know who it is.
We'll take a break as they work on that athlete. With 10:19 left in the first quarter, there's no score. Hey everybody, welcome back to Artesia High School. The injured player, Kenny Harrington, walking gingerly off the field. And look at Artesia come out as soon as the official's ready to set the ball.
Well, they're set, they're ready.
They want to get it going. Here it is, 1st and 10 for Artesia. Ball at the Matador 44-yard line. Little play action fake to Scott. Passes up. Wide open, Bream, and he makes the catch. Jason Bream getting the step on Robert Carmona, and they get it down deep in Matador territory.
I'll tell you what, I like Artesia's attitude coming out here in their first offensive series, just challenging La Mirada, who is the reigning champs of this league. The first play, offensive play, they gain about 17 yards on a sweep. The second play, they go deep to Bream, who's wide open. Actually, if the pass was thrown better by Cordova, would have been a touchdown.
Kevin Scott in the backfield. Cordova, the quarterback. And Scott's in the end zone for an Artesia touchdown. 9-yard run, touchdown for Artesia, and they get on the board first. There's a very late flag on the field, thrown about the 15-yard line, and I'm sure that's going to be assessed on the extra point or the kickoff.
Very impressive first series by Artesia. Boy, they come out with both barrels loaded and basically explode on La Mirada. La Mirada doesn't quite know what's happened yet, but they look up at the scoreboard, they'll see 6-0 Artesia. 9:49 left here in the first quarter.
Not to jump on the Matador bandwagon, Mike, because obviously they don't need it, but as we see the personal foul called, dead ball foul against Artesia for the celebration, is oftentimes we've seen a team come down, score like it was nothing, and that's been the end of it for the night. I hope that's not the case for Artesia tonight.
Well, Rich, like you said, La Mirada doesn't have a real incentive since they've clinched the title already and they're set, but nonetheless, they got to be competitive.
Casey Staggs, the extra point from 35 yards out will be no good. That's the second time this year we've seen a game where the extra point was better than 35 yards.
I think it was partially blocked by number 84, Greg Rudiger for La Mirada.
Wouldn't surprise me. Time on the field with 9:49 to play. It's 6-0 in favor of La Mirada. We'll be back after, favor of Artesia. We'll be back after this. There's the kick. And Corral from the 5. Corral looking for a block, gonna go upfield. Corral's got a touchdown, but there's like 50 flags. It's coming back. This is just an exercise. Nice to see Hugo Corral got that speed, but it's all for naught. With as many flags that are on this field, there's no way that could be a touchdown.
Clipping calls against La Mirada. The play will be called back, although it was a beautiful run by Hugo Corral.
Well, unfortunately, we're not going to have the replay to show you. Technical problems here at Artesia. A great run by Hugo Corral from the 5. That was a 95-yard touchdown return. However, they do call it back. And illegal block, holding, whatever you want to do, they're calling holding. Yeah, that's the time for the refs to shine. That's the time for them to throw a flag, Mike. They got a big run. You got to throw that flag.
You know, you made a good point, Rich. It's nice to see Hugo Corral come back from that knee injury and have the kind of speed and acceleration that won him so much acclaim last year as a running back for La Mirada.
He's the real deal. They're going to move it all the way back. They take it for where the infraction was and mark it off. So they're going to move it all the way back to about the 6, maybe 7-yard line. Matador's going to operate 1st and 10. They're down 6-0. Artesia, it appears, win or lose tonight, will have the at-large berth in the playoffs. They will face the top team, which more than likely will be Sierra Vista. They give to Nicolini forward. Nicolini gets out to the 10, across the 10, out to the 15, actually.
Artesia, what they're doing defensively, they're just gap defensing. They're picking the gap, those linebackers, defensive ends, and they're just shooting the gap on the snap of the ball, hoping to catch La Mirada off guard with some nice pressure up the middle and the outside on the pass plays. But I tell you what, if they break that line of scrimmage like they did that play Nicolini did, it could be some big chunks of yards for La Mirada all night on those running plays once they break that line of scrimmage. Because that gap defense leaves nobody in the linebacker position.
2nd and 3 now for the Matadors. Jack Brooks to the near side, Greg Rudiger to the far side. In the backfield is Nicolini, the fullback. And of course, Cox is the quarterback for La Mirada. Somebody's jumping or somebody moved. People moving on the D-line. Looks like it's going to be offsides Artesia. And it's going to give La Mirada an automatic first down. The Matadors did not need that. So the first down to put them out to about the 18, 19-yard line. And first down, La Mirada. Clock running, 8:43 left here in the first quarter of play. It's good to see Mayfair High School make it to the playoffs for the second time in the school's history. That's great. Beating Bellflower last night. Fumble by Corral, flags everywhere. Artesia, it appears, has the football, but maybe not.
Didn't look like there was a clean exchange between Cox and Corral.
I think the flag was basically a spot. It wasn't a penalty mark. They were spotting the ball at the point of the fumble. But anyways, back to Mayfair last night. 21-14 win over Bellflower. And just exciting being over at Mayfair High last night after the game. The crowd was there, really big, greeting the players off the bus.
That's great.
Principal was there. Everybody was there. It was a great game. Great atmosphere right now. Second time in school's history. Here's Cox. Cox, heavy rush. Cox throws to Nicolini. A little bit too far for the fullback.
Nicolini was wide open. Oh, we got another flag. Looks like there may be some
very late
unnecessary roughness here. But getting back to that last play, Nicolini was wide open. The pass was just a little off by Cox. Otherwise, there could have been a major gain there, big play, or possibly even a touchdown if Cox would have been on with the pass.
Well, there was a personal foul called against the Matadors. And again, the rush was very, very heavy. Artesia doing the job. It's funny to hear Coach Mazzota talk about the lack of intensity by the line the last couple of weeks, because they've shown the total opposite here. Well, total antithesis is what he's been having the last couple of weeks.
The penalty did go against La Mirada, so that'll put them real deep in the hole. We got 3rd and 20 now.
Yep.
On their own 10-yard line.
Cox in the shotgun. Everybody out. Again, a decent rush. Cox has to scramble out of the pocket. Remember, he can run the football. There he goes, but it's not going to be enough. And the Matadors will have to punt again.
Good pressure by Artesia that time. Number 61 for Artesia flushed Cox out of the pocket. Kai Esburn, the defensive end senior for Artesia, created that play. Flushed Cox out. Cox had to scramble, was brought down with only about a 4 or 5 yard gain, making it 4th down and 16, so they'll have to punt.
Bream is deep. Rudiger standing in his end zone. Rudiger gets it out. Bream backpedaling. Fair catches it. It's going to go over his head. Matador's not falling for it. It's downed at the 40-yard line by Robert Carmona. Beautiful punt. Good punt. With 7:07 left here in the first quarter, 6-0 Artesia.
Let's see what Artesia does in their second offensive series here. They came out in their first offensive series and just exploded on La Mirada, who was caught kind of wondering what was going on. Before they knew it, 6 points were up on the board.
See if they can do it again. Yeah. That's the trick. Seen it so many times where a team will come out and score right away. They can't sustain it, however. Here's Scott trying to string it out, trying to turn up the corner. Scott does a pretty good job getting 5, maybe 6 yards out to the 45. Nice running.
Scott shows some good speed, some good quickness, and also displays a nice power there. He lowered his shoulder and just basically leveled that DB who came up to try and stop him. Once again, another gain of about 4, 5, possibly 6 yards. You know what's happening is that La Mirada's defensive ends are getting hooked. So it's making it easy for the sweeps to occur here. And the linebackers are getting all clogged up there in the middle there in the pursuit. So La Mirada's got to make the adjustments defensively.
Cordova comes out, gives to Scott. Scott's dragged down from behind by Junior Mayosi, a loss of 3 yards. He drops him down, actually to the 43, so it's a 2-yard loss, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Mayosi goes in virtually untouched, makes the tackle with his quick explosion off the ball. He has great speed for a defensive end. One of the strongest players on La Mirada's football team. Junior Mayosi, number 31. You'll be seeing a lot of him tonight.
I'm sure we will. Jim Roach trying to get our monitor here repaired somewhat. He'll bring you some replays and comment on some of the other action. Here it is, 3rd and 7. And now we have a flag. It looks like it may be going against Artesia just based on the reaction of the players on the field. Little offsides there, or excuse me, a little motion, and it's going to cost Artesia 5. Thank you very much, Jim. Our technical wizard tonight, taking care of some business. Now we can see the replays, Mr. Roach.
Thank you, Jim.
So it's third down now. Instead of 37, now it's 3rd and 12 for Artesia. So they're kind of digging themselves a hole here now.
Nice situation for a nice draw or screenplay. Let's see what Artesia does.
Cordova going to pass, and he's brought down again by Mayosi. Junior Mayosi, outstanding linebacker and defensive end for La Mirada. Another 8-yard loss.
You know, I think Junior Mayosi is a Division I prospect. I think the kid can play either strong safety, outside linebacker. We'll see here on the replay. Junior Mayosi just basically goes in once again untouched. Nobody even hits him. Actually, there was a breakdown there in the offensive line scheme.
But there's a breakdown. Junior will find it. Demonstrated that there again.
2 in a row.
Corral deep along with Jack Brooks as the Pioneers will punt it away again. Corral takes it from the 40. Corral trying to come back to the inside and does. Gets to midfield, and he's brought down after a 10-yard return. 1st and 10 now for the Matadors at midfield.
La Mirada has excellent field position on the 50-yard line.
La Mirada coming into tonight's ball game, ranked number 2, as we mentioned, in the Division 8, behind Sierra Vista of the Mountain View League. Sierra Vista 8-0-1. And all this is going to change by tomorrow morning. And then the pairings this Sunday. So if you're not watching this ball game, of course, Sunday will be the pairings. If you're watching this on Saturday, if it's Wednesday, you already know what you're going to be doing this weekend. Clock running, 4:44 to go. Matadors with excellent field position. Split back formation, Nicolini and Corral. Cox drops, swings it out to Hugo Corral. Corral's going to lose a couple of yards. Good penetration and good defense there by Artesia.
Great defensive reaction by Artesia. The first defender on the play there, Jason Breen, basically clogged up that play and created confusion. Hugo Corral, you'll see here on the replay, the little swing pass to Corral out in the flat, and watch number 26, Breen, shoot in here, cause some friction there. Number 54 comes in and basically tags,
slowed him up
Corral.
Just enough.
Eugene Riva slows Corral up, and the rest of the defense comes in. And
that's all they needed was just that little slip. Otherwise, Corral might have slipped out of there, got a few yards. Here we go. It's 2nd and 11. High formation. Little fake to Hugo. Cox going to keep it. Cox trying to get to the outside. A very good runner. Cox is going to get about 3 yards, and he's run out of bounds on the Artesia sideline. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Matadors.
Great defensive pursuit there by Artesia. Willie Alford, the sophomore free safety for Artesia, was not fooled at all by that fake play action. As you can see here on the replay, Cox will play action fake to Hugo and then roll out. Rolls out, and watch number 2 come in here, fill in quick. There he is. Willie Alford not going for the bite at all in that fake.
So it's 3rd down and 8 for La Mirada. This is the best penetration they've had so far, although this is only the 2nd time they've had the football in this game. 6-0 Artesia, 3:52 left here in the 1st quarter. Shotgun formation. Cox, the quarterback. Damon drops, looking for Rudiger. Throws it out to Rudiger. Greg makes the catch. Rudiger turns it upfield to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, La Mirada. They tie the ball game with 3:42 to play here in the 1st quarter. Excellent play. A 48-yard touchdown pass from Damon Cox to Greg Rudiger.
Once again, Rudiger runs an excellent pass pattern, runs it just basically a deep square out. Oh, we got a flag here. Looks like they're going to bring it back, or he may have stepped out of bounds. Let's see what they have to say.
This is something very late. I didn't see a flag mark. I'm always looking for penalty markers.
I think they're going to rule that he stepped out of bounds after he made the catch and turned upfield.
We'll see if Tony can cue this one up again and see the replay. Watch this.
Show the replay here. Watch Cox to Rudiger in a deep out pattern. Rudiger's wide open, turns up, and he just runs in for an easy touchdown. He beats Andre Thompson, who isn't able to recover and closes in on trying to get the interception. But nonetheless, I think they said that, oh no.
It's a penalty,
It's
Mike.
a penalty.
I'm watching the action here. Yeah, they're going to call it something funky, and it's back down at the La Mirada 45, where it's going to be 3rd and 5. Remember, it was 3rd and 8 earlier, so whatever happened, happened. I never saw any indication.
Yeah, I didn't see anything either. It must have been late.
So the Matadors have their 2nd touchdown of the game called back. A shotgun formation on 3rd down. Screen pass to Corral. Corral makes the catch. Hugo Corral has the first down. Hugo Corral may have the touchdown. We'll see. Corral still on his feet down to the 20-yard line. Hugo Corral, an outstanding run. That's inspiring.
Beautiful run by Hugo Corral, showing great display of leg strength, breaking a couple tackles. But that screenplay was set up beautifully by La Mirada. As you can see here in the replay, Cox gets the ball in the shotgun formation. The entire defensive front for Artesia puts pressure on Cox, but as you can see, Hugo's wide open, breaks one tackle there, breaks another tackle here, and is finally brought down by number 4 and number 52 for Artesia, Andre Thompson, and
you know, Mike, I was talking with Mealy before the game about Hugo and how his comeback's been, and you know, athletes have a tendency to baby those injuries, but he says as it goes on, he'll get stronger and stronger. He looked a lot like last year's running back. We see a flag now, and running through the line there, Eugene Riva. I don't know if it's going to be on Riva or if somebody on La Mirada moved. We will see. It's offsides Artesia. 5-yard penalty is going to make it 1st and 5 now for the Matadors at the 15. But he said as the season goes on, and which it has, Corral's going to get stronger and get better. He's just not up to shape yet, which is understandable.
I think a lot of that has to do with his confidence factor. You know, once he's able to play and take some hits and make some big plays and make some big runs, that confidence comes back into play again, and he becomes a player he was last year.
Well, remember, those ligaments in that knee were strained to the point of exploding.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy injury to come back from. 1st and 5, it's an I formation to give to Corral. Corral working his way in. Corral, late flag again. This time it looks like it's going to go against Artesia. Short run, short gain, and big flags.
Corral shows great ability after being hit first time to be able to bounce off that first tackler and make big yards. Bobby Brand, number 52, who made the initial hit. We'll see here on the replay. The hand off to Corral to the left side of the offensive line. If we can get it here, I'll show you how Corral is able to use that leg strength, that ability to break tackles to make big yards, but it looks like we're not going to be able to get it on this play.
There's a conduct penalty called against Artesia, and it's going to go half the distance to the goal, which is going to put it about the 6 or 7. They're putting it on the 6, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Matadors. Now it's at the 7. Okay, first and goal at the 7.
La Mirada threatening here.
Corral, Nicolini in the backfield. 2 receivers out wide to each side. The give went to Nicolini. Very little gain of any on the play. Might have lost a yard. 2nd and goal for La Mirada inside the 10.
Cross-buck action there. Panned off the first runner there. Nicolini using Corral as a decoy, but Artesia did not take the bite.
So no gain is what they're crediting. There's a shot of Frank. Actually, that's Frank Mazzotta. That's the head coach of Cerritos College. Been on our show all season long this year. And the guy on the far left is Biagioni, one of the assistant coaches. Cox rolling out. Cox looking, he's going to put it under, going to tuck it and run. Cox puts his shoulder down, and he stopped at the 2-yard line. Nice running by Cox, but just couldn't get it in.
Artesia displayed a great ability to get in that pursuit and cut the wide side of the field off. Cox is a great athlete, can run and pass with equal talent. But we'll see here on the replay, watch the pursuit by Artesia on the rollout here. They just come on quick, great speed, great reaction, and Cox is unable to turn the ball up. Breen makes a fine tackle, stopping Cox on about the 2-yard line.
3rd and goal for the Matadors. 1:30 to play. Again, Corral, Nicolini split in the backfield. Rudiger to the near side of the field. Cox going to sneak it, and Cox is going to get stopped at the 1-yard line.
The helmet goes rolling.
Yeah.
Is that somebody's head out there or what?
It's probably still ahead in it, knowing these two teams. Last year, this game came down to a 4th and 16 for La Mirada with 37 seconds to play. And Mike Palumbo hitting Wyatt Boatwright for the first down and then later the touchdown. And now, late indication gives the Matadors the touchdown. So that was about a 5-minute intermission there, Mike.
Yeah, they should.
A little too long for me.
Referees usually don't make a habit of calling a touchdown 5 minutes later. See here in the replay, although Cox looks like he stopped, but they're saying his forward motion allowed him to get into the end zone without his helmet.
Yeah, they put his head back on his shoulders. And the extra point now. Ben Orr. Flags again. This is going to be a long night, Mike. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Still in the first quarter. We've already burned a half hour.
So far, this first quarter's had a ton of flags, a lot of fouls, personal fouls, penalties, offsides, legal procedure.
So an offsides call by Artesia is going to move it up half the distance to the goal. Doesn't make one bit of difference. I doubt the holder and the kicker will even move. What it does is you might want to rethink maybe a two-point conversion here. Ball is on the ground. The kick is up. And the kick is good. And who really made that play happen was Carmona. The ball wasn't snapped very well, but he put it up and in. Timeout on the field with 1 minute exactly to play in the quarter. We'll take a timeout with the score. La Mirada 7, Artesia 6. We'll be right back. Everybody, welcome back to Artesia High School. I'm Rich Estrella. I'm with Mike Martinez, and we're certainly glad you joined us tonight for what should be an excellent ball game. And it's lived up to it so far. We played 11 minutes. The score is 7-6 in favor of La Mirada. They will be kicking off to Artesia. Dropping deep for the Pioneers is Jason Bream and Warren Honeywood. And it looks like Bream's going to get it at the goal line. Looked like his foot was in the end zone, Mike. They should have just called a touchback, and Bream gets out to about the 18-yard line. Spectacular hit there by the Matador special teams.
Boy, he had that whole sideline, the left side, wide open. If he'd been able to break to the outside, up the sideline was clear sailing.
Heron made the tackle. Very spectacular one indeed, upending Bream. Feet and arms flailing everywhere. 1st and 10 for Artesia. Ball at the, I want to say the 18. Still needs another paint job. See some of these lines out there. First down to give to Scott. Scott, yard, maybe 2. Everybody on the La Mirada defensive front stopping the action.
Mario Salcido, number 51, first initial contact there for La Mirada. It looks like Scott's being a little tentative now coming through that line. You cannot be tentative against this La Mirada defense. They're an excellent football team, well coached.
Scott's the underclassman that's here. Normally, Caleb Bay's the normal running back for Artesia, but he's been banged up. Probably won't see any action tonight. Good play there by the quarterback, Jeff Cordova. Did everything he can just to keep hanging on to the football. He's under a heavy rush. Mayosi, along with Adam Hura, making a tackle.
Actually, Adam Hura was the one who made the initial hit on that, followed up with Mayosi. We can see here on the replay, Cordova does the pump fake right here, boom, which gives Hura enough time to come around from the backside at his linebacker position and make the sack along with Mayosi, the help from Mayosi.
Didn't hear a gun, but the quarter's over. That's it. After one here at Artesia High School. La Mirada on top, 7-6. We'll be right back. Everybody, welcome back to Artesia High School. Here's a shot of the pep squad at Artesia. I don't know if they're stretching or what, man. They're working out. But here we go. It's 3rd and 9 for the Pioneers. Cordova drops, throws, has a man wide open is Mason. And Mason making the catch, getting it out to about the 37-yard line. Or it'll be first down for Artesia. That's about a 17-yard pickup.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff Cordova threw that ball on a line to Mason, who was wide open, ran a nice curling pattern for about 12 yards. Well, Cordova had an excellent slingshot arm on that one. Boy, he had that one on the line. Gives Artesia first down.
Good field position again out to the 37 of the Pioneers. Cordova on the handoff, about 5 yards up the gut, carrying the football for the Pioneers. Doesn't look like Scott. It was Scott.
It was Scott. He was brought down by Mario Alvarado, the inside linebacker for La Mirada. I like Artesia's offensive philosophy here in the first half. They're able to mix the run, pass, run right side, run left side, and run in between the tackles, run wide, with the nice curl-ins and nice square outs. Nice, diverse offensive attack here for Artesia here in the first half.
2nd and 4. Cordova sets it and flags. Too much time. It may have appeared for Artesia. If it is, it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Pioneers. No, offsides, La Mirada. So that's going to be an automatic first down now for the Pioneers. Should put the ball out about the 47, 48-yard line. They move the chains, 48. And it's 1st and 10 for Artesia. They're at their own 48-yard line. Jeff Cordova again sets, drops, doesn't waste any time, puts it up. Nice catch to Bream, down to the 26-yard line. Bream made a great play, stopped, waited for the ball, jumped up, made the catch.
Actually, Kenny, saw here on the replay, Kenny Harrington had Bream covered extremely well. Cordova actually throws a poor pass. Bream makes an excellent adjustment.
Yep.
Comes back and gets the poorly thrown ball for first down. So everything went wrong, but the end result was the right
Worked out for
attitude.
Artesia. They're down to the 26 now. Clock running, 10:37 to go here in the first half, that is. Again, Scott in the backfield, and for an injured Caliph Bay. Didn't get it off in time. Somebody moved, we'll see. A lot of flags. You don't expect to see this many flags this late in the season. Procedure called against Artesia. They mark it back 5. 1st and 15 is now the call. Mike, you don't see this many flags this late in the year, though. We really don't. Right now, you have it down.
It's just lack of concentration right now. It seems like, yeah, at the end of the year, boy, you should not be having any, well, actually, there's no excuse for penalties at all, especially the no-brainer ones like procedures and offsides and things like that. But there's been a lot of flags so far, and it's only the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, it's got a ways to go. Cordova again on 1st and 15. Little fake, little play action. Now he's going to run. The protection breaks down. Fumble football. Looks like the Pioneers may have got it. We'll wait and see what the officials say. And the Matadors have recovered.
Mario Salcido puts the pressure along with Adam Hura here. Forces Cordova up to the pocket to scramble. We'll show here as Cordova drops back to pass. Outside pressure by Mayosi. And you can see here Hura and Salcido converge and making a tackle on Cordova.
Looks like Salcido punched it out.
Yeah, who fumbles.
And Hura's all over everywhere, just as a rule of thumb.
It's too bad. Artesia has had a nice little drive here going.
Yep. Well, penalties hurt him. Matadors with the football. Ball at about the 24-yard line. 1st and 10. High formation for the Matadors to give to Corral. Corral runs forward, making his stop. McMahon looked like Corral just ran into McMahon.
Yeah.
McMahon just happened to be standing there stuck.
As well as John Newman, number 21 for Artesia, in on that tackle. But Corral displaying excellent acceleration and power, leg power for a small running back physically. Show here in the replay, they hand up to Corral on the right side of the line.
And watch the top of the screen. 44 just step up and just kind of stand there.
Watch number 21 right here, Newman in on the tackle, and number 20, Staggs, Casey Staggs, come filling in on his linebacker position.
44 got run over just as Eric got there. Corral got there. Cox now showing his running ability, running away from a possible sack. Goes across the field. Van Orr coming to the football, incomplete. You hate to see that, Mike, scrambling one way, throwing across your body, but Orr did the right thing coming back to the ball.
Tell you what, great vision there by Damon Cox on that scramble. Boy, he got away from one guy and broke to the outside, stopped, hesitated, threw all the way across field. Show here on the replay, Cox, he'll roll out. He's flushed out of the pocket, rolls out to his right, stops, hesitates, steps back, and just heaves the ball all the way across the field.
Orr just missed it, bounced in front of him.
Van Orr was just a few feet away. Would have been one heck of a play.
3rd down, 10 now for La Mirada. Greg Rudiger comes to the near side. Jack Brooks to the far side. Hugo Corral stays in as a blocking back. Cox in the I formation. Cox steps up, throws in. No, it's complete. Or so it would appear, and if it is caught, it's for first down yardage, and it is.
Looks like Brooks.
Jack Brooks on the far side of the field, coming up with a 12-yard pass reception and a first down.
Show here in the replay, Cox, boy, he displays a nice strong arm. Watch here, steps back from the shotgun, and Brooks is wide open. Nice curl-in pattern, enough for the first down, giving La Mirada first and down.
It's first territory. At the 37-yard line, first and 10. 8:37 to play. First half, 6-7 or 7-6, any way you want to look at it. Nicolini back now at fullback position. Hugo Corral at the tailback to give to Corral. Corral breaks to the outside. Nice move back inside. Hugo with about a 7-yard gain. Another late flag coming in. And we have a Pioneer. Looked like he might have been injured. He's fine. A little kicking after the play.
There's too much of this nonsense going on right now. There's no need for it.
Clipping Namarata. I'll tell you, Mike, you know, there's a lot of rivalries in this town. This is a big town here in Southern California, and there's a lot of rivalries, but this is just as heated as any of those you can bring up right now in high school football.
Show here the replay. See if we can catch the penalty. Cox hands off to Hugo. Hugo breaks to the left side, blocked by Brooks. Hugo brought down. Looks like there was a late hit. That's what the call was, I believe.
Looked like Bobby Brand, 52, might have got clipped also. So a lot of action in there. You can call anything on any play. There's a shot of John Mealy walking up the sidelines, kind of wondering what's going on out here. Not what he wants to see going into the playoffs.
First and 19, that's what's going on.
Yeah. Cox on a little delay give to Hugo Corral. Corral gets wrapped up and bring up second and very long.
Casey Stagg, number 20, slows the play down. Once again, blitz from that inside linebacker position. Slows Hugo Corral down and is able to being brought down by the rest of the pursuit by Artesia's defense. But Casey Staggs caused that play to be disrupted.
I don't know if we can go to a wide shot of this field or not, but a couple years ago, Mike, they resodded this whole field. They dug it out about a foot and just resodded it, reseeded it, and was one of the best fields for a couple of years,
What's
man.
happened?
Beautiful, beautiful field. $1 million. Cox again in the shotgun. Cox drops. There's a flag on the field. What a cannon. Lets it fly. Incomplete. Nice throw there by Cox. There's flags in the backfield. Hugo Corral was the intended receiver out to the far side of the field.
Actually, Hugo was open for a moment there. We'll see here in the replay. Cox in the shotgun formation takes a couple steps back and just rifles it out there to Corral, who's actually open. He just overthrows him by a few inches.
Waiting for the official, the white hat, the referee, to make the call here. No flag. It was all bull. Now, had they completed the pass, there would have been a flag. There would have been that would have been some weight behind that penalty. So for whatever reason, the refs wave it off, and we've seen a lot of that this year too. Everybody waving flags off. Just accidentally jumped out of his pocket, Mike.
3rd and 21.
It's quite a ways. Corral in the backfield along with Nicolini. They're split. And in the shotgun, Cox splits them. Van Orden to the near side, Brooks and Rudiger to the far side. Stepping up is Cox over the middle, passes incomplete. There got to be a flag there.
Absolutely.
Halleck was mugged by
Willie Alford, number 2, the sophomore for Artesia, basically mugged Halleck.
Right over the middle. That's the danger area there.
It was open too. Probably would have been a first down anyway.
Watch it again.
Show here in the replay, Cox from the shotgun position, right down the middle of the field. Now it's open, but Alford mugs him.
Alford mugged him. How you guys doing? And
great. Who
TV
are those
land.
great-looking guys? I'll be
That's
damn,
right.
It must be you.
That's right. I was going to spray paint my name right here today, Mike.
Spray paint my name.
Yep. Going to tag it. People would know where to find us.
Yeah.
7:02 to play. 7-6 is a score. 7:02 left in the first half, that is. First and 10 for the Matadors. Ball at the 39-yard line of La Mirada. A lot of penalties so far in this first half. That's a good way to describe the action. Matadors have had a couple of touchdowns called back. Artesia took the opening drive and scored on a 9-yard touchdown run by Kevin Scott. Matadors come back with a 3-yard quarterback sneak by Damon Cox. Good defense. There's a ton of Pioneers in the Matador backfield.
Excellent defensive play there by Artesia. Number 99, Juan Alvarez, was not fooled at all by that reverse there with Brooks. Stayed home, secured his base,
Brooks
not
paid
take
the
the
price.
bite, and made the tackle. Excellent defensive play there by Juan Alvarez, Artesia High School, the senior.
So 2nd and 15 for La Mirada as they're dropped back to the 34-yard line. Cox under center. Has Corral in the backfield to give to Corral. Hugo gets 4, going right up the middle. And it's going to go 3rd down, about 11.
Brought down again by Casey Staggs, the inside linebacker for Artesia, with some help from Juan Alvarez again on that play.
I'm telling you, Mike, looking forward to the 605 game again this year, and it looks like Damon Cox is definitely going to be the head guy for the east side. I mean, I can't think of a lot of guys on the east side of the freeway that have done the jogs Cox has done on a consistent basis.
Can run and pass like him.
Can run any kind of offense, whether it's an option offense or whether it's a passing, typical, drop back prototype passer. Can do either one.
Yeah, he sure does.
Cox again rolls out, pulls up, fires, has his man right there. It's Brooks. And Jack Brooks is a foot race to the end zone, and Brooks knocked out of bounds about the 5. Beautiful play by Jack Brooks. He caught that football on a dead run.
Dead run. Beautiful pass once again by Damon Cox. Show here in the replay.
This is what I was talking about, Mike. This is what I was talking about,
Look
Cox.
at this. Look at Brooks. Didn't even break stride.
Just held up for just a split second.
A race to the sideline, though, brought down by Andre Thompson.
And Mike, in truth, that little split second cost him a touchdown, but look where he got. I mean, in interest of fairness, it was a great play.
Where's he at? We're on the 5-yard line, 6-yard line?
Down inside the 10.
Yeah, 6, 7-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and goal for the Matadors, and Cox is just outstanding.
He sure is. It shows me a lot.
He's learned a lot. Used mainly as a backup runner last year to Hugo Corral. Everybody jumped, Corral in the end zone, but it's not going to matter. Somebody either moved or jumped off sides, one or the other, and it's offsides Artesia. Half the distance to the goal, so they'll go from about the 8 to about the 4, Mike, inside the 5. 1st down and goal.
Artesia up to this point is showing a nice ability to hang in there tough with La Mirada, but you can see the momentum starting to change at this point in time. Looks like La Mirada will be going in for their 2nd score of the game, although they've had 2 touchdowns called back already.
Yeah, it could be uglier than what it is, what it could be. It's pretty good right now, 7-6, very good game. Nicolini and Corral in the backfield. Again, Cox at quarterback, Rittiger to the near side. The give to Hugo Corral, they key on him, and he gets very little going forward. Nice play by the Pioneer defense, stacking him up.
Yeah, that was nice reaction by Artesia's defense. Show here in the replay, they hand off to Hugo on the right side. I think Casey Staggs, number 20, a whole host of tacklers along with Staggs, number 44, stacking everything up for Artesia High School. TJ McCann, the young sophomore for Artesia High School, clogging all that big old mess up right there.
Clock continues to run, 4:50 to go. Now they stop it. Timeout, La Mirada. We're going to take a timeout ourselves with 4:50 left here in the 1st half. The score, La Mirada up 7-6. We'll be back after this. mean, what is that with that alternative route for October, Mike? You can tell nobody's checked out the brake reel lately. What's the matter with him?
Terrible, Tony. What's happening with you down there, Tony?
I don't know, man. Yeah, right.
He must be from Paramount.
Yeah, that's why all those Paramount games get on, because Tony Cantillo, the alum. Here we go, 2nd and goal, 4-yard line. Cox drops, Cox throws, has his man, and it's a touchdown. Jack Brooks, good concentration in the end zone for a touchdown.
Actually, that was a mishap there because...
Hey, there's a flag, Mike, real quick.
Yeah.
Let me add that.
2 receivers should never be in the same throwing zone, but they were, Brooks and Corral. Looks like it's going to go against Artesia.
So the score now 13-6. And Ben Orr will come in to attempt the extra point, try to put the Matadors up by 8. It's a good shot of inside the huddle there. Some big boys in there for La Mirada. As usual, they're known for their linemen. Orr awaiting the snap. And we have another flag. It's about number 18 thrown this afternoon, or this evening. Offsides, Artesia. I don't get it, Mike. I just don't get it. Why bother throwing the flag? It's an extra point.
These referees are getting practice for the playoffs.
I don't know. Carmona to hold. Orr's kick is up. An Orr's kick would have been good from 60. Look at that thing, Mike, almost over the fence out there in the street.
A little bit of leg strength, huh?
4:43 left here in the first half. 14-6 La Mirada.
You can sense and see slowly but surely La Mirada Matadors taking control of this game.
It's going to be interesting with these playoff seedings, Mike, is just for instance, let's just say, for simplicity's sake, La Mirada wins tonight. Sierra Vista loses. The Matadors take over first place, or the top seed in Division 8. And Artesia gets the at-large berth. They might be facing the Matadors in the first round. They won't actually, I don't think they'll have them face each other because they're in the same league. They'll get the next best team, Artesia would. But it's good to see Frank Mazzota Jr. getting in the playoffs his rookie year as a head coach.
His first year, absolutely.
One of the fastest runners alive. When he was at Cerritos, he was the fastest runner. And they had some great players during Mazzota's Jr.'s tenure, and a lot of the other guys didn't want to race against him one-on-one, Mike, because it looked bad.
The only one that took him out, I think it was you, wasn't it?
That's right, the White Lightning, Mazzota.
Well, he's had great success here in his first year as head coach at Artesia, which is just a sign of many good things to come in the future for Artesia.
Great success in college, community college, major Division I, and now the collegiate level, the high school level as a coach, as we see Bareem twist his way down to the 29-yard line on the kickoff. Yeah, but he's just a great guy, too, to talk to. He's got a lot of things on his mind, I'm sure, as a rookie head coach, but he's been around football all his life.
Comes from the bloodlines.
Yeah, his dad's still hanging out in the end zone with some of the assistant coaches and stuff. Checking out some of the action.
Another penalty here against Artesia.
I've given up already. Penalties. Ticky-tack stuff. Let him play. Then again, you can look at it another way, Mike. These guys hit each other so hard, so intense out there, that ref's got to keep control of it.
Got to keep control.
Can't let it get away. And maybe that's what they're doing. Here's the give to Scott. Scott bowls forward. Mayosi and a few other guys on top of him, making the stop after about a yard gain. 2nd and 9 now coming up for Artesia.
Junior Mayosi makes a great defensive play here along with Salcido, but Mayosi comes off the line, gets off his block. They show here in the replay, watch number 31, Mayosi get off his block, get up in the pursuit, and make the tackle along with Mario Salcido. Excellent defensive play by both kids from La Mirada High School.
2nd and 9 after the 1-yard gain there by Scott. Scott again the lone back. The give again to Scott. Scott's brought down. Mayosi also brought down by number 56 for La Mirada, Adam Van Hoody.
Van Hoody,
kind of a wild guy.
Coming in from behind, sneaking in there and actually slowing down. As you can see here in the replay, watch Van Hoody coming here, slow down. Scott was cleaned up by Mayosi. But Van Hoody was the one who came around from the backside.
Send him back right into junior. To say hi to Dee Van Hoody, Adam's mom. I believe nuptials are in order pretty soon. Next April. 3rd and 13. Cordova's pass way long. Back there defending step for step was Kenny Harrington.
Beautiful coverage by Kenny Harrington there. Number 24 for La Mirada was with Bream step for step. Show here on the replay if we can get it. Watch, Cordova goes back to pass. Bream goes deep, and Harrington's right with him, right in his back pocket. No way in the world could he have completed that. Excellent defensive coverage by Harrington.
Incomplete pass brings up 4th and 13 now for the Pioneers. Deep to punt is Jeff Salas. Matadors drop a couple of guys back. Brooks, and I believe it's Corral. Kick goes off the end of the foot. It's going to go for nothing. It's going to be like a 1-yard kick, if that. That's embarrassing. You got to feel for the punter, Salas. But what are you going to do, Mike?
I don't know.
It's one of those things, man.
Show here in the replay, watch Salas. He just basically
right off the tip of his
right
toe.
Off the tip of his toe. Mayosi, being alert that he is, tries to pick up the ball and take it in the end zone for a touchdown. But
he would.
He gets this maybe 2 or 3 yard gain. But that poor punter Salas just did not have very good luck at all getting that one off.
You see, Mayosi, you know in practice, Mike, Coach Willie's saying, hey, when you get a fumble, you fall on it, just fall on it, stay in the ball.
No way, man, I'm getting it going.
Mayosi's looking upfield, trying to pick it up with one hand, doing the Dion shuffle, the whole deal down the field.
Give me the limelight. First and down on the 1st and 15.
They come out in the eye to start off. It's Nicolini and Corral. Look for the pitch from Cox. They decide Damon's going to drop. Damon throws. Pass is incomplete, intended for Rudiger. Also standing there was Andre Thompson.
Andre Thompson had the ball right in his hands for the interception. Just didn't make it happen.
There's a shot of Greg Rudiger.
Show here in the replay. Watch Damon Cox go back to pass here with Rudiger with a quick slant in. Poor pass, though. Andre Thompson steps in for the interception, but just doesn't make it happen. But that was still a very good play by Andre Thompson.
There's a shot of an injured Artesia player. Try to get a number for you right now.
Like Cordova, doesn't it, the quarterback?
I don't know. They're checking that knee. If it is, boy, I'll tell you what, that's not going to bode well for Artesia. They give the ball back to La Mirada, of course, at 2nd and 10 now from about the 16-yard line. Cox's pass is complete. Gaining maybe a yard, maybe 2. You got to hope that's not the quarterback down there, Mike. Still can't get a number for you.
Yeah, that was a good call by La Mirada, but Artesia's defense reacts very well to the screen. Virtually no gain at all. Well, actually 1-yard gain. Giving him 3rd down and 9. 1:57 left here in the 2nd quarter. Timeout, La Mirada.
They're going to take some time, check things out. We'll take a time in the action here with 1:52 left here in the first half to score. La Mirada up 14-6. Be back after this. Tony. Welcome back to Artesia High School. Rich Estrella, Mike Martinez. The game of the week. Continental Cablevision's presentation, as we have done since, 1986, I believe, 87. It's been a while. Anyways, Mike, some concerns here for Artesia. Their quarterback, Cordova, is on his back. They're trying to stretch the knee. Coach Mazzotta was down there. Doesn't look too encouraging there for the quarterback.
Well, you got Jeff Salas, number 5, warming up, taking snaps from the center. So
here's Cox from the shotgun. Wide open, touchdown, Greg Rudiger in the end zone. Somebody blew the coverage completely because Rudiger was so wide open.
Yeah.
So wide open.
Big time. Actually, Andre Thompson, the safety, floated on over to take the wide receiver on double coverage, which left Rudiger wide open on the deep curl in the end zone for the touchdown.
So Rudiger, I don't know how he got wide open. We'll have to see the replay again on that because he was so wide open.
Yeah, Thompson, it was Thompson's man. Thompson floated over, take the wide out, Brooks.
That's not supposed to happen on that end of the field.
Cut back in, Thompson didn't go over with him, leaving Rudiger wide open for the touchdown.
Orr's extra point is good. See if we can run that play back again, guys. It's 21-6 now in favor of La Mirada. Rudiger and Cox, Mike, do coach La Mirada. They coach the Junior All-American football and stuff like that out there. I don't know if that's what they call it exactly, but you'll see these guys out there on the field coaching some of the younger kids they did during the summer. So there's a good community base in the city of La Mirada as far as their football teams go on all levels.
Well, it runs through the program and the success they've experienced for many years.
Well, they're sitting there helping out, you know, coaching the tight ends, the wide receivers, and Cox, of course, coaching the quarterbacks and stuff. And here it shows here, these guys hook up. It's got to be an inspiration to the young kids out here watching them.
Sure.
Positive role models. 21-6 with 1:47 left here in the first half. Both teams kind of tuning up for Artesia. They just want to get healthy. Rudiger kicks off, high kick, a little short. And the ball is fumbled twice. Artesia's going to get it back, however. Honeywood couldn't handle the kick. Fumbled it. Artesia lefty to get it back. Down to 1st and 10 from the 19.
That's a young sophomore mistake here on this, as we can see the replay on the kickoff. Honeywood does not get the handle on the ball. Secured. Bobbles it. As he takes it in right here, pops off a shoulder pad, picks it up, tries to pick it up, and gets hit. Luckily, there were two Artesia offensive guys there able to recover the ball for Artesia.
Matadors, excuse me, the Pioneers call timeout with 1:40 left here in the first half. We're going to take a break. It's 21-6, La Mirada. First and 10 for the Pioneers. Jeff Salas will now be the quarterback, replacing Cordova. The give goes to Scott, and just got to wonder about Jeff Salas. Now, Salas will probably finish out as obviously the end of the first half. You kind of wonder how serious Cordova's injury is. Mike, they're wrapping it up right now. You kind of wonder if he'll be back at all tonight.
I think they will. They don't want to risk him with further injury for the playoffs. But Scott was brought down there by Mario Salcido, number 51 for La Mirada, who's playing a very good defensive football game tonight here for the Matadors.
Salas again, just look for a little give to Scott. The give to Scott again. He's still on his feet, trying to break away. Halleck making the tackle.
Along with Van Hoot, came in once again behind, slowed Scott up.
Van Hootie.
Show here on the replay. Watch Van Hootie, number 56, come around his defensive tackle position. There he is, makes the initial contact. Yep. Halleck comes in and cleans up along with Mayosi.
Good defensive play by Van Hootie. Down to 35 seconds. This will probably be the last play of the first half. Again, Salas forced into action due to the injury to Artesia. They're just banged up. Salas going to pass, scrambling, looks, throws it upfield. Nice arm, but it's intercepted, or almost intercepted. In the hands of Kenny Harrington. It's going to stop the clock with 17 seconds left.
Jeff Salas on his first pass attempt.
Looked good, actually, Mike.
Rolls out here to the left side. As he's rolling out to the left, he has a nice arm, shows nice arm strength right there, but Harrington had an opportunity for an interception and drops the ball. Actually, it was double covered. He shouldn't have thrown it there in the double coverage.
It's 4th and 5 now. Bream will be the up back. Salas will do the kicking. Hugo Corral will be deep around midfield. Good snap. Salas gets it off. Nice acting job. Salas looking for the roughing call. Will not get it. Corral returns it about 5 yards. First down for the Matadors with 9 seconds to go.
Corral brought down by 77 for Artesia. Matt Eskins, the sophomore. You know, Artesia has a lot of sophomores playing.
Yeah.
Honeywood, Eskins.
They're banged up, Mike.
Willie Alford. Two guys starting in the backfield.
They have to go to their bench.
Bobby Brand, 52.
Mike, Artesia's called a timeout right now on the field. What do you think the strategy is here?
The strategy is, I think, let's not let La Mirada score before we go in at half, which will really be a big blowout. I mean, it's 21-6 here with 9 seconds left.
Kind of obvious, isn't it? There's a coach just hit the shot there of head coach Frank Mazzota Jr. on the sideline. And I don't know who the kid is. Future recruit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it seems obvious, Mike. You'd rush 3 and drop 8 or something to that effect. You know, I don't think the Matadors are going to wind up and throw a home run here. I really don't. I think coming into playoffs, there's a lot of teams here from other schools, a lot of coaches, I should have said, from other schools here tonight scouting. Don't really want to show anything. I'd show as little as possible tonight, just enough to win.
Show as little as possible and get out of here with very few injuries.
Yeah.
If they can.
No injuries in a win. 9.4 seconds. Should just be a knee here, I would assume. Although Corral's going out wide in the wide receiver position. To the near side, Greg Rudiger, Jack Brooks. Nicolini staying in the backfield along with Cox. Cox from the shotgun, gonna let it fly. Cox going for Corral. Hugo catches it and drops it at the 5 with 3 seconds to go.
Actually, he had beaten Warren Honeywood, the sophomore, who fumbled that last kickoff for Artesia, but Honeywood popped him good after the ball hit Hugo's hands, which jarred the ball loose from Corral. Nice play by Honeywood.
Maybe they'll wind up and throw it again. We'll see.
Damon Cox showing nice arm strength there again on that pass. And you know what? Not only does he have good arm strength, but he has a nice tight spiral.
Yeah, if you notice, he's a very confident quarterback. He steps up in the pocket, doesn't get nervous, because I think maybe the confidence, he knows he can run at will, and run very well. It doesn't bother him to hang out a little bit longer than a normal quarterback would without those skills. Cox again is going to wind and throw. Heavy rush, he steps up, and that's going to do it. Incomplete pass will end the half here at Artesia High School with the score at halftime. The Matadors up 21-6. We'll be back after this.
So, whose influence are you under?
Hi, everybody. Welcome back at the beginning of the second half here at Artesia High School. Continental Cablevision Sports Game of the Week. I'm Richard Stralin with Mike Martinez. We saw a pretty good first half. For the most part, it was 7-6. La Mirada coming on strong, though, in the latter part of the second quarter to take a 21-6 lead. Let's recap the scoring real quick before the kickoff. With 9:49 left in the first quarter, Scott, a 9-yard touchdown run for Artesia. The extra point was no good, 6-0. With a minute left in the first quarter, Cox, a 3-yard touchdown sneak up the middle. The extra point was good, 7-6 La Mirada. Of course, to close out the first half, Cox to Rudiger. Extra point was good, 21-6 is the score right now at halftime.
Well, you know, Rich, I think Artesia's in a bad situation here. Their first-string quarterback, Jeff Cordova, went out about the last 5 minutes of the second quarter before half, and doesn't look like he's returned. So
Yeah, he's not on the field and he's not on the sideline.
I think Jeff Salas, number 5, the senior wide receiver linebacker, will have to finish up with the duties tonight at quarterback.
Bream from the 8. Bream out to the 15, nailed by the La Mirada special teams. And 1st and 10 for Artesia. Mike, I got to think about this if I'm Artesia. My starting quarterback's out, my starting tailback's out. Pretty much makeshift offense. I don't want to roll over and die, but I want to get off the field. I just keep the ball in the middle of the field, run, keep the clock going, and let's get ready for next week. This means nothing today.
Let's get out of here. No more injuries. Let's not get blown out where our confidence is decimated.
For Artesia, this is just an exercise against an outstanding playoff team in their division. For La Mirada, it's just let's tune up for next week. They're already the Suburban League champs, regardless of what happens today. Scott loses a couple of yards on the run. A good defense there again by La Mirada.
Adam Hura, once again in on the tackle.
Oh, look at that flag, Mike. I bet you they waved that one off.
Yeah, it looks like there was some talking going on there. Mayosi helping Hura making the tackle, but we had another flag out in the field. Wish these kids would understand that it's the last game of the year. There's no sense of this.
Yeah, again, Artesia's in.
Banter going on between both teams.
Artesia's in the playoffs. The Matadors are in the playoffs. Seeding's not going to change with a win or loss today. For La Mirada, it could change. It could change drastically if they lose tonight. They would drop out of the top 4, I'm sure. And that would not bode well for them. As it stands right now, they'll get the team with the second to the worst best record.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen tonight, Rich.
No, it doesn't look like it at all. If they were to win, La Mirada doesn't deserve to be seated in the top 4. Salas again under center. He's the new quarterback to start the second half. Played the last series the first half. He fumbles the ball under center. La Mirada has recovered. So the Matadors, the fumble recovery there by number 44, Mario Alvarado.
Show here in the replay, these are the kinds of things that will happen when you have a new quarterback, the center quarterback exchange. They're not used to working with each other in practice, as you can see, and consequently, as a result of that, there will be turnovers like that.
Mike, that ball just wasn't fumbled, it rolled.
Yeah.
Somebody kicked it or something.
So La Mirada once again has great field position on Artesia's about 28, 29-yard line.
That's right. Looking good. Cox now under center, has Corral in the backfield, Rudiger to the near side. Toss out to Rudiger is incomplete. Greg Rudiger turned and the ball was there. On the coverage there was Andre Thompson.
In and out of his hands. Rudiger, the ball was there. Like you said, Cox delivered the ball with a nice timing pattern there, but Rudiger just couldn't hold on to the pass. Thompson covering Rudiger on that play.
Incomplete pass, bring up 2nd and 10 now. 10:41 left here in the third quarter. Matadors up 21-6. Artesia started off the second half here with the ball, but they fumble it away in the second snap.
I think what
Matadors have it.
I think what you'll see here is the Matadors try to get up on the board one last time to secure this lead here and then grind it out.
Cox drops, heavy rush for Cox. The screen passes in, complete to Corral. Corral has a block and is tripped up. Nice defense there. Now, I know that's not number 44, Mike.
Yes, it is. T.J. McCann, the sophomore for Artesia.
What a I never seen a guy that big wear a number that small.
He's only a sophomore. Looks like a little fire hydrant out there, doesn't he?
T.J. McMahon.
Watch him on this defensive play here. He reads the screen well, floats out there in the flat, sees Corral, grabs his foot. Actually, he's trying to, there you go.
You see him bounce when he hit the ground?
There's not very much speed, but the young sophomore gets over there and makes the big play on Corral. Stopping a big play.
Playing like Jim McMahon.
T.J. McMahon, I like it.
3rd down, 8 for La Mirada. The ball's at about the 27. Rudiger to the near side of the field. Hugo Corral in the backfield. Cox at quarterback. Single tight end. Rudiger again. Jump. And the ball was there. He just didn't catch it that time.
There's no need to jump. I don't know why he jumped. The ball was there on the line. Did not have to jump. But he felt compelled to. Show here in the replay. Watch Damon Cox take a couple step drops, and Rudiger's right there. He kind of lifts up in the air a little bit. Yeah. Really no need to, but
kind of threw him off a little bit. Caleb Bay was the head you just saw right there. Artesia walking into the camera, and he's like a caged animal. He wants to go in, but that hamstring is killing him. See him walking gingerly, that right hamstring. Number 8. having a tough time with it. So this is about a 45-yard field goal attempt here by Ben Orr. And I'm not sure the Matadors weren't looking for somebody to jump on that.
Timeout here, La Mirada.
So we have a timeout on the field with 9:52 left here in the third quarter. Matadors call timeout. We'll take a break. Scores 21-6, favor of the Matadors.
Mm-hmm. 2 o'clock. Okay.
Your employees who serve in the National Guard and Reserve may seem different. They may work a little harder, be more confident, more willing to make the extra effort to get the job done right. So when your employees need time off to serve, remember, it's not just good for our country, it's good for your business.
Glad you could all make it.
Back to Artesia High School. Ricky Estrella, Mike Martinez. 9:52 left here in the third. The Matadors of La Mirada are up 21-6. Right now we have Ben Orr lining up for a 45-yard field goal. Robert Carmona will hold. We've seen Orr, Mike, good leg, has a lot of distance. Let's see if he can get here now for a 45-yarder. He's got the distance. Mike, tell me if that would have been good from 65 yards.
Unbelievable.
See how much distance he had on that?
He had an easy 15, 20 yards left on that kick.
Wow, Ben Orr puts the Matadors up 24-6 on a 45-yarder. That thing would have been good from 60.
That's a big-time kick right there. That's a Division I kick.
Reminds me a lot of my stuff when I was kicking in my playing day, Mike.
That's true, but you're ambidextrous, aren't you? Go
That's
both ways,
right.
don't you?
Left or right foot, don't matter.
They call you the Tom Dempsey of Santa Fe Spritz.
Hey, don't laugh now. The Tom Dempsey having that big 25-year anniversary.
That's right, against the Detroit Lions.
That's right, Mr. Clubfoot. I remember watching that game, about 11 years old, sitting there in front of the old TV, the old Motorola TV.
Well, the only thing you got similar to Dempsey now is you still limp.
And I weigh probably about as much as Dempsey. Tom Dempsey, the guy with the half foot.
Set the record. Set the NFL record.
Specimen. Ben Orr, 45-yard field goal, 24-6. And the Matadors will kick off once again. Rudiger will kick it off. Deep for Artesia, Honeywood, and Bream. And they kick it to Honeywood's side of the field. He gets it from the 5, fumbles it, picks it up again. Honeywood breaking to the outside, baits a tackle, another one. Oh, brought down. Nice tackle there around the shoulder pads. Mike Ramos for La Mirada.
Mike Ramos in on that tackle along with number 45 there. Scott Sampson for La Mirada converging in on the tackle.
So it's 1st and 10 now at the 18-yard line for Artesia. We'll see what happens. I give you my perspective, what I would do just to get out of this ball game for Artesia, but they have other ideas. A lot of pride. Looks like Caleb Bay now into the ball game. And he gets the handoff, but there's a flag before he took off. He might have moved a little early.
Yeah, I think so. This is an interesting decision here by Mazzota, the head coach for Artesia. Here you got Caleb Bay, probably the best offensive weapon they have. Been out of the game the whole first half, and you know that hamstring's tightened up with this cool weather. They've got a, as you said, Rich, I think they have an automatic seeding for the playoffs. Why would you risk further injury to your best offensive player if there's no need to?
Bay said he was ready to go. He told Coach, hey, look, I'm ready. I feel good enough. I think I can go. I'm about 90%. Let me play. I don't think I can hurt it anymore. You know they've taped the heck out of that thing.
Well,
it's
I'll tell
tight.
you what, if that thing pops...
Yeah, I know. 24-6. It's their decision. Little delay give to Bay. Bay fumbles. Bay kicks it. Bay falls down. And it was recovered by La Mirada. And on the recovery, number 45, Scott Sampson.
I think Bay probably should have stayed in the sideline and watched the rest of this game.
I told you, Mike, I just would have ran it, dive play. But don't forget, Ramos is one of their backs, Salas, a wide receiver, and a quarterback now, but he's taken away a weapon from them. They have not much left, Mike.
Yeah, it's true.
Not as deep as the Matadors go.
Once again, another turnover. The Matadors have the ball here on Artesia's 5-yard line. First and goal to go.
At the 5.
8:35 here left here in the third quarter.
Nicolini, Corral in the backfield. In the eye. Cox at quarterback. Brooks and Rudiger out wide. Little play action fake. Cox comes back into the defense. Cox gonna have to let it fly. Throws incomplete. Jack Brooks was the intended receiver. And another flag is thrown late. Very late flag.
Flag City here.
Yeah, I'm a little tired of it. Every time the refs know they're on TV, an eligible guy downfield, whatever that means. It's a play action.
That means the offensive lineman drifted a little bit too far.
No, in a play action though, I mean,
Show here on the replay, the play action fake to Hugo Corral. Cox gets pressure from the outside by number 61, Kai Esburn.
so they move it. 10
Incomplete
yards,
pass,
5 yards. I see where they spot at the 10, so it's a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Somebody released a little too soon. But again, you're at the 5, Mike. I mean, come on. You can have guys almost in the end zone or in the end zone. A pass play, the 5-yard line, whatever. Lone back is the fullback.
What's going on here? A little confusion out there.
Nicolini, Tim Halleck lined up at tight end now. Corral at the wide receiver position to give to Nicolini. Nicolini runs forward for a couple of yards, brought down. Nice
John
play
Newman,
there.
inside linebacker John Newman and Casey Staggs converge in on the tackle there, bringing Nicolini down for virtually no gain at all. Nice defensive play there. Show here in the replay, they hand off to Nicolini off the right side of the line. And watch Newman, actually, first point of contact there was Juan Alvarez, number 99, slowed Nicolini down, allowing the other tacklers to get in on the play there. Bring him down, John Newman and Casey Staggs.
Again, Halleck lined up at the tight end position to the far side. Near side of the field is Brooks and Rudiger. Nicolini all alone in the backfield, little play action fake. Cox, good play by Cox, touchdown Matadors.
Tremendous.
I was trying to see who caught that pass, Mike.
I believe it was Rudiger.
It was a good play.
Or no, it
Halleck.
was Brooks.
Let's see the replay. Halleck's in there taking some high
Watch,
fives, too.
watch the hit that Cox takes just as he releases the ball. We can get the replay here.
Tony probably doesn't have it because the one play we need during the game.
Tony, watch here. Watch Cox. Just as he goes to release, oh, they miss it. But
It's Halleck.
yeah.
So Tim Halleck coming up with a touchdown catch from his tight end position, and his dad's also getting married this April, Mike.
Who?
Nuptial, Tim Halleck's father.
All right. So congratulations to
Darryl.
Mr. Halleck. That was a heck of a play, though, by
Hey,
Cox.
do you think Ben Orr can get the distance on this one?
I don't know. It'll be pretty tight.
There it is. Or again, look at this. Look at the distance. Look at the height. Ben Orr's extra point splits the uprights. Time out on the field with 7:27 left, third quarter. 31-6, La Mirada. What is... There's Caleb Bay. Hey, Tony, what's the deal with not getting our microphones up? Mike, we've been talking for 3 minutes, and he finally puts us up. Anyway, there's Caleb Bay. They're working on the hamstring there. You see him working it out. Bay fumbled the football. Unfortunately, Caleb, sorry to have to report that, but, you know, you did it. I'm not lying about it. Matadors turn around, cash it in. They lead 31-6.
Honeywood.
Honeywood from the 10. Honeywood steps a tackle. Honeywood still on his feet to the outside. Honeywood gets out too close to the 30-yard line. And it's going to be, or check that, 35-yard line, first down and 10 for Artesia.
Tripped up by Mario Salcido there on the kickoff. Actually was a kind of a saving tackle there because Honeywood had nothing but sideline. He had gotten past Salcido.
You know, Mike, with the injuries to Artesia's offensive skilled players, Caleb Bay, and of course the quarterback, Jeff Cordova,
You may have to make a comeback, Rich.
I mean, again, I'm of the school here of just, hey, let's just keep running at him straight ahead, and let's just burn this time off. Let's get it, 31-6, Mike, in a meaningless game, virtually, and from a playoff standpoint. 1st and 10. The give to Scott. Scott trying to turn the corner. Defense swings him out, lets it fly on a gadget play. Greg Rudiger right there, playing center field for the interception at the 36-yard line. And again, Mike, I give Artesia credit. They have a lot of heart, a lot of pride, but again, I'd say common sense has to override right now.
Well, they didn't fool anybody on this one. Fake run option pass. Here the handoff to Scott goes wide. He telegraphs the pass right here, stops, and he's pressured big time. And Rudiger makes an excellent defensive play, steps in front of Breen for the interception. Another turnover for Artesia. Lamar takes over the ball on their own 36-yard line. 6:33 to play here.
In the 3rd quarter, and the Matadors with the ball. To give to Corral. Corral straightforward run, 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 now.
Corral brought down by number 54, Eugene Riva for Artesia. I think it would behoove La Mirada to just finish the game off here, Rich, with just grinding the ball out, using up the clock.
Well, here's what happens. Right now you're seeing replacement guy number 33 coming in. I don't have his name here on this roster. But you'll see that they'll finish out this series, the 4th quarter. You'll see a hodgepodge of players out there playing a bunch of different positions. The bench is fairly deep. You don't see a lot of kids on the sidelines on the far side, but they all get to play. They're all going to get that important playing time. There is the give to Nicolini, the fullback. Nicolini just content to go forward. Probably lost a yard on the carry. Not going to matter. Clock continues to run.
Brought down by a host of tacklers. The first tackle there was T.J. McCann once again, the young sophomore for Artesia, and John Newman, number 21, in on the tackle, and a host of other Artesia defenders helping along.
Clock running with 5:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Don't forget the playoffs start a week from tonight. Lot of action. 3rd and 6 now for La Mirada. Obvious passing situation. Cox looking for the screen. Throws. Incomplete. Incomplete pass. Nuquez was the intended receiver.
He started to run before he got the ball. Show here in the replay, Artesia gets sucked in very easily for that beautiful call, screenplay. But he tries to run, look upfield before he actually secures the pass, drops it.
Luciano Nuquez, Mike, was the player that had just come in fresh, and the play was to him. So again, we're starting to see some of the replacement guys for La Mirada come in now. Punt situation, Breen deep. Timeout's called as Rudiger was prepared to punt. Matadors called timeout. We'll take a timeout on the action ourselves. 4:56 to go in the 3rd. It's 31-6, La Mirada.
So, whose influence are you under?
Kick hits the turf, but Rudiger gets it off just the same. Bream standing at the 30, bounces. Mayosi runs right by it. Ball still alive. A lot of bodies for Artesia running around the football, which is suicidal. Suicidal.
Mario Alvarado just levels Honeywood on the blind side, which is kind of a cheap shot, but
It's legal.
yeah, but that's not the way you want to play football.
Hey, this is crosstown action, Mike. This is Montebello El Rancho or Bell Garden. This is Roosevelt Garfield.
kind of play's not necessary, though.
All right, not quite Roosevelt Garfield, but
That's right, that terrible Tony. I wonder what alligator Tony's going to be wrestling this weekend.
Tony the Trash Talker in their headset.
Looks like he's had a couple too many cheeseburgers down there in that hut that he's in.
I can't believe Roosevelt and Garfield are still selling out East LA at 23,000.
That's right.
That's amazing.
Every year.
That's amazing. East LA has the best fans in football, high school level. There's a little quick fake there.
That was a disaster.
Center to Salas. He tried to give it in front to Scott. Scott had no blocking. Look at his arms outstretched. Like, wait, what happened? I have no idea.
Actually, what they tried to do is La Mirada had a blitz going on there, covering all the gaps and all the lanes, and they had a show here. They'll have a draw and watch the La Mirada blitzing into all the gaps and just, jeez. Van Houte.
Adam Van Houte
makes another outstanding defensive play for La Mirada, one of his many tonight.
Again, they're trying to get the offense together. It's really tough for Mazzota to coach the Stags in motion. Now he stopped.
The injuries.
Scott. No, it's a reverse to Salas. Remember, Salas is a wide receiver, so he's got some moves. Breaks it out, gets a couple of yards. Actually, gets about 7, to be honest with you. And not going to be enough for a first down. Salas has come to the sidelines to talk to coach.
Show him on the bootleg here, the fake bootleg. Mayosi, he gets by Mayosi and turns it upfield for a nice gain of about 7-8 yards before he's brought down by Adam Hura again. Hura having an outstanding defensive game for La Mirada. That must be about his 8th or 9th tackle for the night.
Again, look at that defensive line. Everybody's up front. Free safety's even up. They know it's coming to Scott. Scott gets nailed. And it's going to bring him, I believe, 4th down. And Artesia will have to punt away once again with 2:32 to go. Dropping back is Brooks, number 5, and kicking is number 5, Jeff Salas.
Quarterback, wide receiver, linebacker.
Salas gets the snap, but play is stopped right away. Legal procedure going against Artesia. 5 more yards marched off against Artesia, which will just make Brooks walk up 5 more and make Salas drop back 5 more. So many penalties tonight. There's got to be at least 20 flags tonight. Salas's kick is nice high kick. Shouldn't be a return on it. And now the Matador players are lingering around the football without looking. And the Matadors are going to have excellent field position to start this drive in Artesia territory at the 49.
I don't think the Matadors have had bad field position all night, especially here in the second half.
Only the opening drive was bad position. Other than that, it's been pretty good.
1:49 here left in the third quarter. La Mirada up 31-6. See, we start seeing that heavy substitution, Rich, you were talking about.
Oh, it'll come.
Still got Corral, Cox, the
No,
quarterback.
they're going to finish the quarter because it's playoff time. You got to have that stamina. You know what's going to happen next week. They're going to have to play a full 48 minutes. Drop back by Cox. Cox throws. And passes complete to Rudiger. Can you believe that? Beautiful catch by Greg Rudiger.
How about that pass, that release there by Cox, who basically threw the ball before Rudiger even made the break from the DB because he was being hit. Watch the replay here. Cox drops back the pass. As he's being hit, he releases the ball before Rudiger breaks from the DB. The pressure there, beautiful pass, beautiful catch by Rudiger. Outstanding play, La Mirada High
At a
School.
33-yard game, but Cox actually threw that ball about 50 yards in the air because he was standing back at his 40 when he let it fly.
You know, he's not very big physically, but he is a tremendous little athlete.
Down to the 10. It's more like a 605 all-star quarterback to me. To give to Corral. Corral going to try to break it and try to get in the end zone. He's in the end zone, but is it going to count? There's a flag on the field. And did he get in? as he left his feet. Doesn't appear so, but they'll probably bring it back, Mike. It's a nice run. They have to bring it back. Yep. Clip.
Yeah. Too bad nullifies a nice run there by Corral.
Let's not forget, Mike, it's 31-6 now, but 2 touchdowns were called back against the Matadors.
True.
Could be up 45-6.
Watch the replay here. Cox pitches to hands off to Corral. Look at that huge hole right there. Corral breaks it up inside, takes it down to about the half-yard line, but it's going to be nullified because of the penalty.
That's a chicken call. Jason, let's see, we're 65. That's Conrad Muir. Conrad Muir was running, and he just tapped Jason Bream in the back. He didn't really shove him down. The guy never hit the ground. He just pretty tapped him. If he do it on the block on Bream, it was very ticky-tack, very chicken call.
Gives it 1st and 24.
He threw it right after Muir touched him. Pass to Brooks is caught. Brooks up high. Short gain.
Nice concentration there by Brooks. Nice tackle by Andre Thompson. The pass was once again right there. Brooks goes up high, brings it down. You know, Lamarana just has a plethora of athletes. Tremendous athletes at every position, especially the skilled positions. Watch here, Cox take a 2-step drop. There's Brooks, goes up high to bring it down.
I'll tell you, I was talking with Mazzota before the ball game, and we were talking about Lamarana, and I said, you know, they were kind of a fickle team this year, hard for us to gauge as to how good they would be after last year losing so many great athletes. And he says they're stacked at every position as far as he's concerned.
Especially the skilled positions.
Yeah. They're just not flashy. They just spread the wealth around. They got so many weapons. As was evidence when Corral went down, they didn't skip a beat, really. Corral catches it out in the flat, gets inside the 10, inside probably close to the 5-yard line.
Brought down by Newman.
As the quarter ends, we'll take a break. We come back to Final 12 here from Artesia.